All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Angry Fans Anime Edition. I'm your host, Afro, and with me, I got my boy, Silky Pesos. How you doing tonight, man?
Doing good. Yourself?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. I appreciate it.
Nice.
We're going to jump right into it, man. You know, Netflix has just been killing the game right now. We're going to do a few reviews and then talk about other things that are going on in the world of Netflix and anime entertainment. They're just doing it all right now. But first things first, we're going to jump right into one of the hottest shows on TV. It's one of my favorite that just recently ended, and we're going to talk about Jupiter's Legacy. What did you think about this, man, when you watched this? What was going through your head?
I walked into it. I've only seen one trailer. A couple of people told me that they liked it. I checked it out. I was hooked. I thought it was really nice to see another rated R superhero show, and it not be the same ones we always see, because keep getting shows as just regular heroes we all know about, but nobody's making any new content of new heroes and new stories. So that was real dope to see the situations that they get themselves in. Like, we can't kill anybody. We send them in a lockup prison. But if you do kill somebody, there's repercussions for that stuff.
Yeah,
but
no, I'm not gonna lie. I especially after like our last video together, we talked about, you know, Invincible, and that was an animation. So to see this, there was kind of some similarities, you know, with Omni-Man and then his son Invincible, and then you have the Utopian and then his son the Paragon, which fucking I thought they did such a great job with character development and, like, you know, going, you know, the flashbacks and, you know, how it played out in the end, and then the cliffhanger at the end. Oh man, you know, there's just so much. And I know we were talking before the show, and you said there was just you already knew in your head that there was a cliffhanger to watch out for, and you said that there's just so many different things, and you're like, what cliffhanger? Because there's so many.
Even the ending cliffhanger wasn't like it wasn't the twist, because everybody, I'm pretty sure, went into the show like looking at that hero, I'll say Walt, like looking at him like, yo, kind of, he walks around sketchy, and he's a mind reader. So I mean, I had the vibes from him, and then the whole thing kept playing out, and I was just like, okay, maybe it's not him. And then there was just like, boom, it was me all along. And I was just like, I was like, I expected that from the beginning, but it changed my mind through the show because of how connected he was with his brother, the Utopian, and how, like, a lot of, like, as soon as I saw George Skyfox, like, I was like, oh, this pompous asshole. But then he ended up being one of my favorite characters, because
George was hands down one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, he was like,
you get to find out his son. You get to see his son, and like his son was one of my favorite characters as well. And then he's putting in work on the daughter. Let's just say that.
Bro, it's so dope, because now he's got his own, like, Supergirl. Like, his
whole crew. At the very end when he got caught in that bank and he couldn't.
They took the oxygen.
You know, I was like, yo, they thought of everything. Like, I was like, how is this dude ever gonna get caught? He's a G. And if he wants to kill somebody, when he killed the big boss, when he was just
shark infested waters. Dude, what'd you do? I said it. So what you want to do about it? And dude was just like, all right, well, I know where I'm beat, so let's buy guns, and I'm gonna go home to my wife and the kids. Like, he straight up let him go, which I thought was dope, because I didn't think that he was gonna go that route, and at the same time, I didn't think he was gonna be a main character. But I like how they gave that episode, and then they did it the backwards episode for the daughter, to where she meets up with the van, and then, like, she meets him. And then
that was really cool how we got to see all that play out 100%. You know, when she threw that car, I was mad for her, bro. When she threw that car, it's just like, I was just like talking that nonsense. And she picked the car up, and I was like, oh, kill her. And she straight up threw it over her, and I was just wanted her to kill her.
Dude, because this girl is a wreck, bro. Did you know how much cocaine she probably consumes in a night as a superhuman person? Dude, she didn't even question what the stuff was in that blue bag.
Bro,
she was just
matter of fact, that Stardust shit she was sniffing, we didn't even learn what that was.
We have no idea. Apparently, she called her best friends, and they called their best friends. Her landlord showed. That was some funny shit.
Yo, that was one of my favorite scenes though, when she destroyed the wall, because she threw the dude through it.
That was funny. Can you take a punch?
And then all of a sudden the landlord shows up like, you destroyed the wall? Like, you're going to pay for this. And then she just like, I forgot her friend's name. I think it was Katie or something. It was the girl who died. But she puts it back together.
That was a different person. The girl who the girl who died and does that weird stuff, her power, I don't think her power was reversing things like that. It was just another chick who was a part of that group. Because when she came in the bathroom, I was trying to figure it out. Like, I'm like, is that her? No, it's not her, because I think it's not her. I went and rewound it. It's like, what else can she do? Walk through walls, like,
yeah, no, that shit was dope.
But what's crazy was the decisions it was like watching Justice League and the Young Justice, like the Justice League trying to hand the mantle on to the next heroes, but the next heroes are like, bro, we can't kill people, and these dudes are killing us, and we're losing faith in your way. I was like, bro, they're touching the issues, the issues here for superheroes, because like, I thought the mom killed that dude, because I was about to be like, he's gonna come back from trying to stop a comet, and the mom killed one, and she's like, code, bro. Like, these kids are getting killed and they're burying them.
Oh, facts, bro. And I thought that was a cool dynamic, because they never show that. Like, you see that sometimes in comic books and manga, but you don't ever see that on American
TV, on television shows.
And the fact that we actually get to see the superheroes finally question it, because even as a kid growing up, or a teenager, like, I'm reading like, yo, these dudes could just one punch this motherfucker, and it's over.
Batman was the only one running around saying, well, I don't kill. Everybody else was just like, I mean, if it comes down to it, and I gotta, but like, Batman was the only one who, like, if he accidentally had to shoot a gun or actually use one, and he falls to pieces, he's like, oh. Superman too. Superman was like that, but then you've had plenty of comic shows, different scenarios of Superman mind control, Superman this, like, he'll fuck shit up, but he's supposed to be the purest of Boy Scout. So it's kind of crazy. Like, they did Man of Steel, and he had to snap Zod's neck. So superheroes have to make those decisions. It's real dope that Jupiter's Legacy did this, because they didn't really touch more into like the consequences for the son, because like the family was like, stay at home. Like, house arrest.
Well, I mean, is there really any consequences? As you saw, like, not only did the police congratulate him and say he did a good job, like the regular civilians all thought he did his good job. The only person who's really upset with it was his pops.
Yeah, because nobody will believe into his controlled society anymore.
Yeah.
The Utopian's therapist was one of his greatest nemesis, and he could just go see him anytime he wants. I'm like, do you even pay a therapist fee to go see a convict who you put in jail and just vent your problems?
That was pretty funny, because I walked away from that, like, and I was just thinking, like, this guy is just, he's so out of it, he's not even thinking about what he's really doing. Like, he's so stuck on the code, he's not seeing all the fucked up shit he's doing. Like, who the fuck goes to see not only their arch nemesis, the guy who tried to kill him almost every day of his life, but he goes to visit a convicted prisoner to go speak his mind. And his reason for it was like, oh, well, you know me better than anybody else. I hope we do get a backstory. I want to see flashbacks to that guy and like him really, like, trying to kill. I want to say Omni-Man. I keep wanting to say Omni-Man, but I know it's the Utopian.
Yeah, well, it was pretty dope how they like portrayed the Utopian, because this is an old man with long like, because he would. I wonder what they'll do if they do a season 2, just to see if they'll maybe kill off the Utopian, because I just don't see him going that far in the show, because he's so dude, he almost let his son die again.
I don't first of all, you saw his eyes light up, so I agree. I believe him when he said I wasn't gonna let you die. You saw his eyes light up, but his son
his eyes lit up. It took like what 10 seconds for the bro, he was thinking about. I'm like, yo, bro, you had to think about saving your kid.
No, I agree with you. Like, if I was in that situation, and like I'm a huge Paragon fan,
I would have thought it would have just probably went off. But
as soon as I saw the Paragon jump up and just Donkey Kong punch this man into the ground and his face was gone, I was like, fucking yes, let's go. Like, that was sick.
That's like that's what's dope ending, like the just like Invincible, the very first episode, they're like, we're gonna end it on this note. And I was like, oh. I was like, more. I was just like, okay, now I'm in. I'm like, if that's what we're gonna do. And dude, friggin', he was killing those young heroes. He had the chick's head.
Yeah, bro. But like the fact that like they could have prevented all that from the beginning, it gets me even madder, because that's why I agree with the Paragon and Walt, because that's Walt's way of thinking. The reason why they're in this situation is because Walt said, fuck the code. Like, we need to go on to something else. Like, people are dying out here. Like, I'm not with it. And that's why I love seeing the backstory between Walt and George.
Yeah, that was dope.
And everything, because you got to see how much of a little bitch Walt really was. But now, as you can see, so many years later, he's just fed up. And now he's trying to get his son to come to his side, because he can't get into his brother's head. Like, that's what he said. He said, I can't get into his head.
I can't get into his head.
So he needs the Paragon to turn on his pops, because the only one who's going to be strong enough to compete with him is his son. So I'm very curious to see how that plays out. But I'm not going to lie, man. The only twist that I saw, the cliffhanger for me, was the fact that this dude killed his own daughter. And when you found out it was his daughter, I was just like, now you're a dad, so I can't even imagine what you were thinking. But like, this dude just gave 0 fucks and was just like, deuces, bitch. Like, I didn't want to bring you into this, but your aunt wanted you here. Blame her.
Bro, like, I was wondering when he went to see her and he was like, what did you see? And I was like, oh, because I was like, that whole thing of, I'm going to go in by myself after George. And then it was like, it is George. And I was sitting there like, this is a little too convenient. And then he was just like, what'd you see? And she was like, I saw you did this. And I was like, bro, I was like, see, that's messed up. Because I gave Walt the benefit. At first, I doubted him. Then I was all for him. Then I vibed with him when he was crying on the ledge, like, bro, you never listen. He goes, Dad wouldn't be dead if you would have just listened to me. I was like, oh, I'm like, y'all stay. And then he looks down, like, I'm like, oh, he's about to jump. It's like,
and I think like that's what leads up to Walt's decisions is like, over all the years, and they've been together for over 100 years. The fact that all the decisions his brother made failed. Mind you, Walt's the older brother too, so everybody should listen to their older brother. And not saying necessarily, but like, clearly he's a smart guy and he knows what he's talking about. But now it's to the point where he's just past that edge, and now he's just ready to kill anybody that stands in his way. So when I saw him kill his daughter, I was just like, fuck. Like, he really doesn't give a fuck. He's ready to do it all.
What was real confusing, because I had to watch it again with a friend. And watching it again and seeing it, like, my friend would question me, like, what is so important about the dad? What is on? And I was like, it's kind of weird and kind of convoluted until it gets to the cave and you see that they're chosen like a whole bunch of other people through time. Because I was like, yo, if they didn't show that, none of this would have made any damn sense.
Oh, 100%. They needed to. And the fact
I was about to be like, yo, his dad keeps popping up. Now the island's talking, and you had to find that one guy, and then you're going crazy this whole time. And I was just like, why is he so important? And then I was just like, oh, thank God. When they showed it was just all a test for everybody.
It was all a test. And that was
a whole test for him to go mad, for him to convince others who think that they're doing him a solid, that he's insane. I thought it was dope. I was like,
here's the thing though, right? I know you saw, once they touched the wall, I know we were talking about that. That was both one of our favorite parts. Once they touched the wall and everything, they went through the doors and they got to the giant glowing light. They all saw somebody from their past. And even dope. Walt saw his dad too.
Yep.
So my question is, and this is the only thing I want answered, because they all saw somebody different. Why was it that he was the only one who was being tortured? And I understand he got the best power out of everybody, so he went through the toughest test. He was the one who was tasked with getting everybody together. He was the one who had to draw the drawings, the windmill, which that was all fucking crazy. I had no idea where that was going. Then he had to go in the middle of nowhere, see this dude blow his brains out to end up in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Like, it was all over the place. It was one hell of a journey, and I enjoyed every second, because getting to that end point was all worth it, 100%. But like,
I thought that was dope.
Do you think we're going to find out in season 2 what all those other people went through? Like, did they all have their own personal tests, but they didn't go crazy? Like,
no, I don't think so, because I mean, they may do it for certain characters, but I don't see them doing it for everybody, like, let alone Lady Liberty, because like she didn't seem like she only, I mean, she was a woman dealing with men back then in the day. There'll probably be backstory to that, but like, I think they pretty much covered everybody when everyone said who they would like want to see for the last time if they had a choice to see them. So if they dial back into that, I don't know. I feel like there should be less superhero stories trying to figure out what makes every one of them tick. I think it'd just kind of be a waste of time, but they might do it. But I just think like they covered enough from back in the day. I think they should do back in the day after they got their powers and show different situations and different times where people partnered up. Certain military men they may have met, the police, the president, all that stuff. I want to see them meet everybody through history. I want to see what they were doing in the 1950s. I want to see what they were doing in the 70s. I want to see like the 80s. I want to see it all the way up and just like peppered out here and there. Like every different season would be nice because they have such a giant timeline to like, they can deal with prohibition and like all that stuff back in the 30s. And like when it was just like,
well, that's when it started. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, exactly. That's why
Georgia a hard time.
That's why I think it would be dope to like see them. What are you doing? Yeah. I want to see them against like Al Capone and mobsters and shit.
So Hitler. Yeah, exactly. Because when they get back, those are the villains that you're going to be dealing with. Because it's the prohibition, and Al Capone and those guys were definitely running around. So I'm very curious to see how that plays out as well. I want to know what happened with Willie. Because now Willie, I don't know if you know, he's the dude.
He's the one who had
he's
the
black dude.
Oh, with the wheelchair. Yeah. How? Yeah, they're gonna definitely cover how.
So like, because you see more of him and his daughter dynamic, you know, because she's a superhero now and she's the one running around. He, you know, and you could tell something happened to him in the past because they made fun of him because he's in the wheelchair now.
Never mind, he made that comment to Lady Liberty, like, we should kill him. I don't think your son did anything wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, so I really believe that, and then he'll look at you like, look at me in this wheelchair.
Yeah, so something happened in the past where it could have easily been avoided. So I want to see how that played out.
That's
why now he's like, all right, my daughter's doing this now. If you guys have to kill. I don't give a fuck. Like,
oh no, he already gave his daughter the go ahead on. She was like, I'm leaving the union. And he was like, what does your dad think? He's like, he supports me.
Yeah,
my dad said F this is a long time ago. Like, it's crazy.
But yeah, man, I'm excited as all hell, and I can't wait to see season 2. So what was your favorite part of season 1?
Okay, yeah, my favorite part is when they finally were all chosen, and then the whole island blew up, and then everyone on the ship had the power engulfed into their genes to pass it down through history. But you saw all of them just fly up to the boat, and I was like, get it. Like I was, bro.
That was one of my favorite parts as well. That part really messed with me too, because if you notice when they're all flying, they're all wearing their super suits.
Yeah,
so where the fuck did they get the suits from?
I thought it was beautiful. I was just like, yo, they just went back to this dude and was like, yo, your shitty boat, we don't need a ride home, but thanks for the journey. Hope you make it back.
Did you have a favorite character in the first season?
My favorite first season favorite character would definitely be George. It would be George. Before he got his the powers, George's character and like him going broke and just like having every egg.
First of all, I didn't know there was that many different ways you can eat eggs. Hey, bro, I had no idea.
I was like, yo, George needs a wife and a family.
When Walt showed up, he's like, hey, Walt, you look kind of upset. Give him a number 74. Okay, it's like it's hard boiled.
74. Give the lady a 32. Soft boiled. It's just like
it was just so random, man. But
he had every piece of his juice. Yo, my man woke up just cracking the same jam every day. Like I was just like, I vibe with George. He was dope. It was dope.
Yeah, it was dope. And it was dope when you did get to see a brief moment of him. You hear the song playing. That's when you're like, all right, this dude's still here.
Yeah. Yo, I thought it was real dope when Walt went into the mine and saw old George, and I was like, yo, Sky Fox is a beast. I was just like, even if it was just like an illusion, I thought that Sky Fox, old George, was the shit. He was beating everybody's ass. I was just like, oh, this is dope. But as the way it ended, I'll look forward to when I really see George. And I'm very interested to see what his son's putting together, if he's making a weapon to either find his dad or kill the Utopian. So who knows?
I mean, from based off everything we've learned so far, it looks like he's using it to find his dad, because he has his little trinket that gets him wherever he wants. But even when he was with the Utopian asked him, like, show me where your pops is. He ended up in a speakeasy strip club. Yep. And he's like, it's the same thing every single time, no matter what, I always end up in one of these places. So His pops is definitely, he knows how to get around that, or he knows how to camouflage. So when not knowing Sky Fox's ability, we can't really say what's going on every time his son transfers.
You know, it would be dope to see where Paragon.
Yeah.
It would be interesting to see where his mind's at now after what happened in the prison, like which way he's gonna go.
So he walked away all pissed off because once again, we all saw his dad's eyes change, like he was getting ready to laser Black Star, but his son wasn't looking when that happened.
Yeah, so he's already in his mind like his dad will let him die.
Yeah,
to protect his code, and that.
Well, which is crazy because right before that scene, his son showed up, and when Willie's daughter showed up and he's like, I'm gonna leave the union, like I can't do it anymore. He defended the code to her. So in his understanding, he just had a conversation with his pops before. His pops was like, all right, let's go, I need your help. He just said, I believe in the code. Like when it came down to it, I quoted your words, like. And so I thought
he was probably ready to like just accept death too, like when his dad was stuck in that situation.
Yeah, but then when they got out of it, he probably woke up to the idea. He's like, my pops is really gonna let me die. When in reality, my pops wouldn't be here if I didn't step up and kill the dude to begin with. And the crazy part is they were all mad at him for killing a clone. It's not like it was a real Black Star. That was the real Black Star at the end.
Yeah,
but. That was just so cool. Black Star is such a dope villain. You know what I think? I think Black Star is the captain of that ship.
I don't know. The captain had a heavy accent. So anything could have happened.
I mean, you got to remember, it's been over 100 years. I moved across the country, and my accent has changed many times. So I just like there has to be some kind of connection there to where he's been there since the beginning. So I think something happened to those people that were on that ship because they were close to the island when they got their powers.
Yeah, well, I only think that they were like they got the genetic code so that they can pass the genes down of all that huge explosion. That's what I thought when you could see like the symbols go in their skin.
Yeah.
I was like, now they have the code to pass that, because I was just like, you can't just have all these heroes and villains popping up out of nowhere.
Exactly, something has to happen.
I'm like, I doubt that these ones, the main 7 or 6, were popping babies out like that. But at the same time, I was just like, there's got to be a way for like heroes to exist and have like a meta gene or whatever it was. And
that's another thing, though. Like we know it started in like the 1920s, 1930s. The fact that they're legit in 2020 now.
Yeah.
And like they only have like a couple kids each. Like, do you think they have more kids, like older kids that we haven't met yet?
Yeah, there's a big possibility for that. I mean, who's to say how long these kids have lived for?
Very true. Yeah, very true. 100%.
But at the same time, like it'll be interesting to see which ones of them, including Paragon, to see if like who becomes villains. Like definitely the daughter, because she just does a whole bunch of cocaine.
I think in season 2, and Chloe was my favorite character in season 1 because I think she was the most relatable one, in a sense, to where like we got to see somebody going through real life shit. She has problems with her parents. She has a job. She's dealing with problems with her job because she can't get out of her own way. She's her own worst enemy.
Any dude or people she dates is always about her parents.
Yeah, exactly. It has nothing to do with her. So people are just trying to take advantage of her. Like, and that dude that ended up smashing, props to him.
Yeah.
But when that was my favorite scene in the movie, when he was like, you think you could put in a word for me? And she was like, oh yeah. The first question my dad's gonna ask you is, can you take a punch? Yeah, I could take a punch. Then she just sends his ass through the fucking wall. That was my favorite part of the whole first season, 100%. And then seeing her show up at the end to save her boyfriend.
Yeah.
That was fucking amazing.
That was lit. And she got shot in the side of the head and threw the dude off the wall.
Because even her brother, the Paragon, like he's made multiple comments, and even other people saying like, she's wasting her talent. She's letting her life go waste.
She's definitly posting stronger than him.
Yeah, I think I think she is stronger, 100%.
Yeah.
And I think we're gonna see a power shift, with whatever happens with Paragon and his uncle versus their pops. And I think she's gonna have to get out of her own way to actually become a hero to stop her brother. I think that's what we're gonna see in season 2. I think Skyfox will come into play, and we'll learn more about Willie and the rest of the crew because we didn't see much. But I'm all around excited. So we're gonna go with our review game. pass or play, you know, I think we're both gonna say play, but this definitely has a 5-star play for me, man. What do you think?
5 star as well. I recommend it. Everybody who's in the superhero, or everybody who's, we still have all these good hero movies they make between Marvel and DC. If you want a breath of fresh air, some new heroes, a real interesting take, play. Definitely play and watch this show. I think it was 8 episodes, but I enjoyed every single one of them. I can't wait to see what they do.
I agree 100%. But all right, we're going to end on Jupiter's Legacy and move on to the next one, which is Army of the Dead, which is such a great fucking movie. They did such a good job. Great director. He was able to do everything he wanted, unlike what happened with the Justice League. I'm not going to say his name because we all know it. I'm tired of talking about him. I want to talk about Dave Bautista, and I want to talk about this movie. I don't know if you saw, but Netflix came out and said that Army of the Dead is going to be the most popular movie of all time with how many views it's gotten. It's gotten over 84 million views since it came out, and the numbers are just keep going up. A lot of people are upset with this because some people don't agree it was as good as people believe it to be.
And you know what? I understand some of the parts where people were just like, what the fuck is going on? Because there was parts I was seeing shit and I was like, is that a robot zombie? What the hell is this shit? But then at the same time, I was like, yo, it was really good. The characters they picked, the cast, they had Theo Rossi from Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
And I was interested.
I was so happy to see him.
I was interested to see what was going to happen with Juice. And then I was like, oh, they haven't been the asshole. I was like, nice, he's going to die awfully. But when he was getting dragged and was just like, fuck you, like just screaming, like, oh, please don't bite me, please don't.
I knew something was going to happen when she was like, oh, we're going to need one more. You should come with us. Haha. Like, can I hold your gun?
Shot him with it, bro. They offered him up.
Oh, it was so badass. But
bro, that tiger. Oh,
that tiger was badass.
Bro, when I first saw the trailer, I was just like, why are they putting a tiger in the movie? And then she goes, it's the tiger from Siegfried and Roy. And then like I was like, yo, I still have no interest to see the zombie tiger do anything. And then my boy was like, nah, wait till the tiger scene. Then when we got to the tiger scene, I was just like, oh no, I would never want to be in that situation.
No, it was amazing.
Chew toy.
I wish we got to see more animals. I'm not even gonna lie. I wish we got to see more.
After with the tiger.
I mean, you saw the horse. You saw the horse.
Yeah, the horse was dope.
But like,
that was such a great design.
It was a crazy dynamic because like the lead zombie, like the main one running the army, the fact that he had like a queen and she was pregnant, and like this man was about his baby. Like,
yeah, when he pulled it,
like I think there has to be a sequel. I don't
know, most definitely after 84 million views.
Yeah, I think they're gonna have to do something, especially with the daughter and like how it played out in the end. Okay. I thought she did a really good job playing the Miss Goody 2 shows, and then how it ended for her, like that was fucked.
It's her fault.
100%. 100%. He had no reason to die. He didn't have to.
It's the chick his new girlfriend who killed with him. Like, she didn't need to die. And the way she died, I was like, bro, really? And I was just like, and then Dave Bautista, like, I heard, like, Dave Bautista is a great actor. Like, when he wants to get emotional and start crying, I'm like, look at this poor big old bear. Like, this poor man. I was like, he was, when's the last time he got it in working at that burger joint? After, like, having to kill his wife, bro. The way he's... Bro, and then he like screamed out that cry. I was like, yo, that's that battle cry. Like, I lost my queen, like just like the lead zombie did in the end.
So let me ask you something real quick. I don't want to get off topic from Army of the Dead, but I have to ask you this because when I saw all that good acting, because I agree, I thought Dave Bautista did a great job. Mm-hmm. He's much more than Drax the Destroyer. We all know Dave.
I always knew that. Stuber, bro.
So Stuber was hilarious as well. Now, me and you have talked about this before, and you know, for those who don't know, we're big Gears of War guys. Now, Dave Bautista is a big Gears of War fan. Dave really wants to play Phoenix. Now that he's done such a good job in Army of the Dead, do you think you could see him playing Marcus Phoenix in a Gears of War live action film?
Say no, because you know why I say no. And like I said, I don't want to get off topic, but he's a great actor. I don't need a great acting Marcus Phoenix. I don't need an actor Marcus Phoenix. The video game Marcus Phoenix is enough. So Dave Bautista, I'm sorry you said no to a Marvel gig or whatever it was that you said no to pitch a Gears of War movie. But like I said, if he wants to be in a Gears of War movie, don't be Marcus Phoenix. Be someone else new. Like Batista's own character. Like he can be anyone he wants. And the cog is so big. That's all. Like him and Terry, anybody, they don't have to be Coltrane. They don't have to be Marcus. There's other heroes, and we see that all the time. So still no on Marcus Phoenix, but yeah, to a Gears of War movie. I mean, just not Marcus.
Just want to throw that out there. We're gonna jump right back into Army of the Dead.
Back in Army.
Now you touched on it, and I want to go back to it when he found out that girl was still in love with him. And, they were about to plan their life. He's like, oh, we're going to get out of here. We can do it. He's like, I had no idea I had a chance. He played stupid. I thought that was fucking hilarious.
But he did say he thought about it. But he was still 100%. Just dealing from the trauma of killing his wife and, like, trying to get his daughter's love back.
Yo, when she died, I was in my feelings, bro.
I was hurt for him. I hurt for him. I was like, bro, come on. I was like, after that ill kill, that she melted the zombie in the beginning credits with the friggin' Gatling gun on the truck or the tank. Like, that was a graphic. I've never seen a zombie melt to liquid that. When she just straight head to toe, I was just like, yo.
But yo, the way she died was epic. But like, yo, when that elevator door opened up, there was no hesitation. And that's what I loved about that. Like, there was a lot of times where people died and like you didn't know it was coming. Yeah. Very good job. Now,
the Spanish chick who she had the biggest with the red bandana.
Yeah.
She had the biggest kill count, bro. And I was really hoping for her to come out, bro. I was just like, how are y'all gonna let her die after all of them she killed? Close quarter combat, Metal Gear Solid. She stabbed mad of them and then was just like, all right, can't stab no more, gotta light them up. And then she went all the way out the window and they could have saved her. They could have saved her,
but that piece of shit set her up.
And you know what's messed up? He's I don't know the actor's name, but he's in Fear the Walking Dead. He was on Justified. He Raising Hope. Like he played a lot of characters in different stuff. So I was just like, oh, I'm happy. And then I was like, oh, he's a shitbag. Damn.
Yeah, no, he took on a shit role. I was more happy to see Juice play the asshole than see that dude. I was waiting for him to die the entire time.
And the way he died, shit, I was like, you deserve it.
Yeah, no, he had one of the best deaths in the movie, I think, and how he was set up to fail, it was amazing.
Too. He was still breathing after that whole.
So I want to talk about one of the controversies that happened with this movie. We all know that Chris D'Elia was supposed to play the character that Tig played, which is the helicopter pilot. Tig Notaro, she was thrown into the movie months before it was supposed to come out, and I thought they did a great job editing, and I thought they did a great job adding to. I wouldn't even known if they didn't say anything. Tig is another stand-up comedian, and I love her stand-up as well. She's very good. She has a very like dry sense of humor, it's just quick and quirky.
Where do I sign?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I don't care. $2 million. Like, do you know what I can do with $2 million? Do you want to know what the mission?
That was one of my favorite parts of the movie because like anybody who hears that, like, fuck yeah, what? I don't care. Let's do it. It was great. But Chris D'Elia, he was taken out of the movie for all the controversy that came out, where a lot of women came out and said, when he would tour around the country, he would hit them up on Twitter or Instagram and DMs, and he actually had no idea. He was seen in an interview when somebody brought up the fact that somebody found all their DMs and how it's still there. He thought it was like Snapchat where that shit went away. He had no idea it stayed there. So it actually came out that he was actually hitting up like 16, 17-year-old girls, and they were saying that he was just trying to get in their pants and just like.
And this is the guy who's supposed to be the regular pilot.
He was supposed to be the pilot. So with all the controversy going on, he went MIA, and at the same time he had a baby. So, there was a lot of problems going on with that. But I just want to bring it to light that I thought, I was excited to see him in the movie, but I thought Tig replacing him, they did a really good job. That's all I wanted to say on it. But he's still like, his name's still listed in the cast. Like if you look at it.
Oh, so they probably still paid him too.
Oh, he probably definitely got paid because I'm pretty sure by the time he was taken out, the movie was already done filming.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not sure what happened with that, but yeah, I just wanted to say Tig did a great job.
Yes.
Did you have a favorite part of the movie?
I would say when like they eventually most of the crew was dead and they had to run through the casino and like, Dave Bautista had that whole run on the countertop scene.
Oh,
And
when
he was just
Buddy
like,
had to kill himself?
yeah, bro. But then like he was just like everybody was just trying to get out. But no, that would I'd say the tiger getting its due. Like the tiger coming out and catching dude, and like that was really, really good scene. There was a lot of funny scenes, but like if it wasn't Tig in the helicopter scene, it was the tiger getting the dude and him getting his karma.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. When my favorite scene was when the coyote asked to see Buddy's gun, and then she shot him. That was just my favorite. I didn't even care the fact that the zombies came and they used them as an offering. Just like that part was so worth it. Because like, how did he not see that coming? Like, what did he think was gonna happen? Like, I don't get it. But I thought they played that off great. But yeah, when that chick showed up, that was wild. And when they went back to catch that chick and kill her, that was fucking sick.
Yeah. But I will say that there was a worse part of the movie that really kind of ruined it for me. Not ruined it, but the daughter did $15 million and you don't want to take care of those two kids? Yeah. Like her thing was, I'm going in there to save this mom who's trying to get this bread to give her kids a chance. You not only did you not get the money, but you cost everybody their lives. Pretty much 100%. Everybody. What made me really mad is she went into blind enemy territory with a pistol.
Yeah, what did she think she was going to be able to accomplish?
Bro, and the fact that she made it to them made me even more upset because I was just like, bro, if she didn't leave when they were in the scene, I gotta go save her. No, take the $15 million and put one of it to a trust fund to these children. They already have a better life.
I'm sorry, man, but I think because that explosion was crazy. That camp was right there. Those kids didn't make it, bro.
Oh yeah, because they were still in the tent.
They were still in that camp, and that's another part. Like, not only did she do all of that for no reason, the kids that she went in to get the mom for, not only did the mom die, the kids died, and then her dad died because she was just a fucking idiot throughout the whole thing.
She really was, bro. Like all of that, all could have been totally avoidable, and Dave Bautista and his team would have won if his daughter wasn't there. But then he was just like, I need you to go in. I'm going to save this girl, Dad. I have to.
I mean, but Dave, you know, he did his
job.
No
training.
Or what was his character? Scott Ward. Scott did his job as a dad. You know, he protected his daughter to the very end.
He did. He brought his daughter in there. I'm sorry. That was incredibly reckless, especially if she had no military training.
She said as soon as she straight up said, and that's where I was like, all right, this makes sense. Because it didn't make any sense. I agree with you. There was no reason for her to come. But she straight up said, as soon as you leave, I'm going in there with or without you. So, of course, as a father, you're going to do everything you can to protect your little girl. Especially when you're trying to fix the relationship.
I would have zip tied her to a post. And then I would have told the military, wait till we leave. Then take her as far from this place as possible. Like, no, I'm sorry, Jasmine. Jasmine, if it was, unless this is a last resort for us, there would be no reason for me, even if Jasmine was military trained, to bring you into that. If most of those people didn't even expect to get out. Like, as a father, that was reckless. That was crazy.
Yeah.
And they had beef. That was my problem. Why are you going with your dad when y'all had a traumatic event of him watching him stab you up, kill your mother when she went berserk after? Like,
hold on. She did say that she wasn't upset about the killing. She was upset that he was distant after the fact, that like he just disappeared.
Your dad is a soldier. Like, I'm sorry, there's certain circumstances, especially in the zombie apocalypse, there are certain circumstances that you're gonna have to live with if your father's a soldier. Guess what? If you want to live and have better chances, it's not time to get emotional with dad, because guess what? That whole movie, she was emotional with dad and literally clouded judgment, made fucking problems, and then she did that dumb shit by leaving as soon as they got out of the vault, not before. Like, there's a timer coming. They're gonna blow this place up. I'm gonna go save that bitch. What? She doesn't even have $15 million. She's not in the safe. And then my man was in the safe, came out during the radiation, gets a whole private jet, and then finds out he's bit. I was just like, bro.
Yeah, and that's I'm excited because Vander is one of my favorite characters.
So he's gonna be the new alpha then.
I think he's gonna be the new alpha, and I think we're gonna have to see baby girl show up to have to kill him. I think she's gonna be the hero in the sequel. Obviously, they're gonna have to bring somebody else in to play the army guy or the hero.
I'm pretty sure the coyote died, but they did not show her die. They show her left up on the roof with the alpha, and he likes women.
Nah, dude, he pinned her up against that wall. She's done for.
But she was still alive.
Nah, there's no way. There's no way. Especially when she dropped the head, and then that thing splat. Like, he went fucking nuts. I don't think the coyote's coming back. If we do see the coyote, it will be as a zombie, 100%. Maybe that'll be the new Quinn.
I didn't see her get bit. Just saying.
Yeah, but she was legit impaled. The only way she's surviving is if she's a zombie.
It was right here, wasn't it? Was it right here?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. She was legit impaled. Like, there's no way she's pulling that out of the wall, bro.
I don't know.
And you got to remember the nuke happened. Like,
yeah.
There's no way unless she turned into a zombie and ran away like a psychopath. She didn't make that. They're all
she got in that safe.
Another reason we need to see the sequel is because we saw how it all started, about how they were doing some Area 51 transport, and I thought that was really cool. How they were like, the dude in the car was like, "What do you think we're carrying? Like, you think this is the Holy Grail?" And then all of a sudden, fucking shit goes left. Something escapes, and then everybody starts getting
"Get
turned.
Your fucking man out of there now! Stop talking!" And I was just like, "Oh, so they knew what they would."
So now, in the sequel, I said, we have to see how it starts.
But like, remember, bro, most of those zombies, when their heads were getting blown off, were doing blue light flashes, bro. Like, most of them look like fucking robots, and that would explain the strength. Or they could be enhanced zombies. You know what I'm saying? Like Call of Duty zombies. Like, every time, like, their face was blown off, you would see like mechanical blue light. So I'm interested to see what the government did with them to make them the way they were, especially with the Patient Zero.
Yeah, man, that shit was sick. for zombie movies, I really fucked with the zombies in this one because they had some intelligence. They communicated. They worked well. I thought it was amazing. But I'm definitely giving this a play. I'm not going to give it a 5-star play. I'll give it a 3.5 because there was parts throughout the movie I didn't really
just what
enjoy.
The daughter did. That's enough to knock
the
it
daughter
down
really
2 points.
fucked with me. You know who saved the movie? Ludwig.
The Russian?
The German. The dude who broke into the safe?
The German. Yeah, he was the shit.
He was one of my favorite. Him and Xander together, and the fact that he saved Xander at the end.
Don't point that gun at me.
Like, bro, because I was so sad to see him go, man. Because he was throughout the whole movie, he was one of the funniest ones. Like when he got his first kill, I couldn't stop laughing. Just thinking about like he was one of the most enjoyable parts of the movie besides Dave Bautista, 100%. And especially with him and Xander, like I thought they did really good. And that dude Mikey. He did really good throughout the movie too. I've never seen that actor before. He held his own. He definitely held his own. The dude who had like the TikTok and like follow him on YouTube that stuff, dude. Right? He was he survived the whole time. It was dope. The whole time until he had to blow himself up once he got bit.
But he still exactly. He had to go out like a G. So he was just like,
and I wonder if we'll see his friend from the beginning. You know, the one that bitched out.
The left, the one who was like,
I want to know if he's gonna try to, come, get revenge for his friends, But hopefully we'll see. There's no way. I don't think there'll be a reason why they introduce him just to have him leave and then you don't see him again.
I hope that Spanish chick has like a sister who's just as badass. Like that girl had so many. Remember, she didn't kill any zombies till she
never killed anything before that. She was just there for Mikey.
Off. I was like, yo. I was like, 1, 2, 20, 25. I was like, she was putting work in. But
and then the Japanese dude, Sonata, the one who paid him all to do that, we still have to see him.
Yep.
Especially since he didn't get what he wanted. He wanted that zombie head. And I know that's where Xander's going to fly. He's flying to go see him 100%.
Yeah,
So
big facts.
I definitely want to see that and how that plays out. I think the sequel can be much better than the first one. But once again, I'll give it a 3.5 and a play. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't the best, but it was definitely up there. I'm not gonna put it over World War Z or I Am Legend, but it's definitely
dope to have.
up there.
It's dope to have those hybrid zombies that can move on you. Like they don't walk. They're not the Walking Dead. They're the I'ma fuck you up real right quick. Like they jump and pounce like lions and shit. So I give it a play. I enjoyed the movie thoroughly. But that daughter shit. I said it to my friends. We were in the room, and I was like, "If Jasmine ever did this shit to me, I'd be mad. I'd be so mad." And at the same time, I was like, "Oh, she wouldn't be there. That's just a dad's honest. No, you can't come. You're grounded."
Now, the next show that we're gonna go into and talk about is also something zombie related. Not really, because it was more monsters than anything. It's a North Korean show. Or it's a Korean show. I'm not going to say North Korean. And it's called Sweet Home. It's something else that's on Netflix that we both watched before Army of the Dead, before Jupiter's Legacy, before all this stuff. It's one of my favorite shows. And it's something that I want a second season of so fucking bad. Yes. Because, you know, the character development, if you don't like subtitles too fucking bad, you gotta read and you gotta watch this. It's one of my favorite fucking shows.
Yeah, I totally agree. I enjoyed the very first episode sucked me in because it did with what Invincible did and what Jupiter's Legacy did. The very first episode, they get to the very end and it just pops off so crazy, especially with that Slender Man from Korea.
Yeah,
like, he just came in and I was like, bro, I was like, this is amazing. And like, what are these people gonna do? You see so much people get struck with fear, and like their bodies just froze. Like some people were falling, looking dead at death, and they just couldn't move. And the last words would be like, help me, help me. And they can't even yell it because of the fear that they got from seeing something they were never expecting to see. And I thought that dude came out with the fire extinguisher. They had the music going. I was just like, yeah, I got up. And then Homegirl came out with the hit stick. And I was just like, this show is the greatest. I was just like, yo, it's Goosebumps and Resident Evil in Korea. And I thought it was dope. Like from front to back, like it was so good. It was written out. I enjoyed all the characters, like what roles people were supposed to play, the scumbag of the building, but then they
bitch
were just
of the building. Buddy's little sister was a complete bitch, but she was one of my favorite characters throughout the whole show.
Bro, the gangster who kept smoking cigarettes, like Chief.
Oh,
like
with the burn on his face?
Yeah, dude. His first scene with the duct tape, and he had the dude, and you have to figure out who the dude is, and it turns out he's like a pedophile. And
when you find out what happened to his family and why he was really there and why he was doing what he was doing, I immediately felt that. At the beginning, when you find out what he's doing, you're like, what's going on? And then you actually learn throughout the show, and I was just like, this is great. This is so good. And I was so happy when he finally got to take care of that dude. Like I wanted that dude to die so bad. And when he brought down food and was like helping everybody out, and everybody like was like, no, fuck you, you're a piece of shit. Leave this dude alone. He's not doing anything wrong. Like I was like, what? Like I got so angry.
Yeah. Dude, a lot, like you got to see like a lot of sides of people that you would expect to see, like how people are gonna act when they're like, oh, he's infected and we need to lock him up. We don't need to. But then eventually they all start like growing bigger hearts, and they're like, I've been a terrible piece of shit.
Well, not only that, them themselves, they started getting infected too. So their own people, and it was really sad with that lady who wasn't ever infected at all. I don't know why she decided to do that. I guess she just couldn't live with herself anymore. But like the fact that she just threw herself in there and was like, yeah, I'm infected. Like I'm going to go. And then she ended up dying. It was just like, damn, like people are really going through it. And like, I felt all the emotion.
Wait, which lady? Don't say it's the store owner's wife. Cause she was infected.
No, she ended up not being.
Oh, the manipulator. Yeah, you're right. Oh my God. That was freaking, I was like, oh my God. I was like, I was like, this kid is dangerous. And then he started shooting everybody. And I was like, yo, I'm like, that's terrifying. I'm like, that's terrifying. And I felt bad because there are people who are probably still dealing with PTSD from any type of mass shooting where they're like stuck in a place and you have nowhere to run. I was like, bro, I can't imagine that fear of, we let this dude in. We know he's infected. oh shit, he's got a gun. Oh, like yeah. He just starts, and he's just laughing about it, bro. And then my man turned into like Weapon X from fucking Resident Evil with his arms and shit.
Yeah, bro. It was dope when he's like playing the underling role, and then all of a sudden you see him just take over, and you're like, nah, I'm running the fucking show. And bro, he just starts killing everybody.
Little kids. I'm no bullshit. I cried. Those little kids, when the little brother was asking his older sister, are they gonna go down and check on dad? And like she had to explain to him that their father's dead. And they were just little kids, bro.
Yo, I honestly believe that green slime that showed up, I think it was his dad. And his dad saved his life. And then when they fought it and scared it away
in front of him,
I was like, yo, fuck. Like, and when he started screaming and crying, he's like, no, that's my friend. He saved me. They're not even listening.
And then you saw the dude who was like with the gangsters and just going dude's ear. He goes, see how quick it is they go kill us? What are they gonna do when they turn around? Yeah, manipulation. Like I was like, bro, and it like his Korean face. Like I'm not trying to, but it just fit a snarky, evil villain behind everything. And I'm like, bro, his smile. I was like, oh. And then he started going crazy when dude transformed, and he was like, yeah, stab me. This is it. And I was like, but bro, the ending where he ended when he took homeboy's body.
Yeah.
He's like, we're gonna have some fun. Got you in the van. I was like, bro, this shot. Damn, that was good. That was really
it was
good.
A roller coaster ride and one I thoroughly enjoyed.
I'm so hungry. You know, when I heard her voice, I was just like, oh. I was just like, nah, B. I was just like, yo, close your door. She ruined all your ramen in the hallway, and it's covered in blood. She killed her cat. Did you hear her sad story next door when her date bailed on her?
Yeah.
And oh my God, bro. I felt so sad. And then you hear her cry and then like die and get infected. And I was just like, bro. And she transformed. She said, show me your hands. And she said, what? Show me your hands. Why would you ask me that? Show me your hands. And then she transformed. And I was like, oh man. Yo, I had to turn my TV down. When her voice got so high pitched and loud and eerie, I was like, bro, we gotta turn that down. Like, you're scaring the neighborhood. It scared me.
Especially when they kept headbutting the door. Just trying to get it.
Yo. When the gangster came out to cut and like the girl was stuck in the hallway with that thing and he kicked her into the wall until he just kept kicking and kicking until she was dead in the wall. And I thought that was lit. But I want to compliment whoever designed the creatures. When the one dude who transformed in the hallway, where they had to slice the head in half and then he became like the ear thing. But when he first transformed and they cut to that scene and you see him behind her and it's just like a gray dead something, I was like, bro, whoever did that, you need to get costume creature designer of them, because that was not CGI when they first made him stand up. It was handmade. I was like, bro, yes, that scares me. Goddamn pumpkin head behind this bitch in the hallway in Korea. You did.
Yeah, no, that shit was fire.
But like, I thought it was dope. Like the colossal tank versus the hearing one. That was lit. Yeah. That was so lit. Like it was really like Resident Evil, but in a building full of regular people who all shared a different piece of like sin. Like what did they say it was? It was it desire, or was it like depression, or like it was like cursed, sad people were the ones getting infected.
Yeah.
People who have been destroyed, like through trauma, or like so they lost somebody. Like he lost his whole family. The lady with the baby lost, bro, when she got up.
Yeah, that was deep.
I was like, yo, my heart. Yo, straight up, bro. I need to get a sound box that has nothing but Lumpy Space Princess side of like sounds, and just keep my heart. Like, damn, bro. Like that show hit me in the heart a bunch of times. Like I said, I was crying for those kids because they like watched their dad die, who was just like, hey, I'm gonna be Batman, and just roamed down the building.
Yeah, but when that old guy came down and he was playing grandpa and he was hanging out with little man, he was one of my favorite characters.
I loved him when he was like, we're secret agents. I was like, yeah, his sunglasses.
And then Buddy in the wheelchair, who was good at inventing things, he was really good as well. And I've seen him in a bunch of other stuff as well. So when I saw him, I was like, oh, I know who this is. They did a really good job. Yeah, the chick who was a firefighter, and then the main character.
In a bunch of shit.
I've seen them both in a whole bunch of different projects. And then Buddy's little sister, and Buddy with the glasses, who played like the Shikamaru of the show, who's the intelligent one. Yep. He did a great job. I don't understand why he gave himself up at the end, though. That's the only thing that doesn't sit well with me. That was the only thing I was upset with the first season.
Bro, how did you feel when the gangsters got to the building, bro?
I was amped. I was excited because I wanted something to happen. I was like, something else needs to happen in order for things to progress.
Breed. Stand in this circle. Don't come out of it.
You come out, you die.
Bro, they were just shooting people like that. I was like, bro,
and that manipulator,
it's not the monsters, it's the people.
I know you said you weren't a fan of the manipulator, but we needed that because the main character was such a pushover that like anytime anybody said something to him.
No. I didn't say I wasn't. Well, I didn't say I wasn't a fan of him, but it was just like he was perfect. And before you even know it was him, he just played the I'm chilling. Hey, don't rape that body of that half dead girl. Dude wants to see you. Like that dude, the weird little one with
I was happy to see
Rufio Korea. Like I was like, bro, this is like Rufio, but he's out here.
He said Rufio.
He looks like Pain from the Akatsuki, and Rufio did a fusion, like, and he was just going around like I'm raping. And they were like, dude, you gonna do this every time? Get out! And I was like, y'all have a man like this in your crew? I would be.
That's not something I could fuck with. Like, I understand at the end of the world, you need to band together and you need to go, put in some power somewhere, to take over and get control. But you don't go around just raping and taking advantage of people, especially that chick. She was really good throughout the whole first season. And she was injured. She was all fucked up.
And he was poking it, and she had to fake being. Oh man, I was like, damn, bro. And she went through the most shit. They had to operate her. Wild. I need to go to the bathroom. Fuck you, bitch. And then her like appendix is exploding, and I'm like, oh my god. I was like, imagine having like the worst gas in the world and it being in your appendix.
Yeah. Fuck that.
But like, that was a really good show. It would be interesting to see them continue on with the people who did survive, but I would much prefer they only use 30% of that cast and then bringing new people or go to a new area, because they're going to use the main character in the
all those people got transported, so
yeah, exactly.
You're gonna see all the people who survived in the second season
eventually, but we don't have to see all of them. Maybe the kids, maybe the lady who had the dog.
I mean, the little sister who
the
whose
kids,
brother
definitely
died, she's gonna be one of the main people we see moving forward.
Because her brother was just like lied to her or whatever, and he's like, yeah, I'll come back. And
that's what I'm saying. Like, what the fuck was that? Like, I don't understand why he needed to say that. He was like a captain who wanted to go down with the ship. Like, there was no reason for him to stay behind and watch. He did nothing. He was eating a snack and listening to his music.
Infected, but he was infected too.
Yeah, but that's cool. We already saw that there was other people who were infected that were able to control it. He didn't want to live with that, which I wanted to see him because he was one of the intelligent ones. I feel like he could have beat the odds. That's all I'm saying. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him pop up in season 2 somehow. I would not be surprised.
True, yeah.
Because you don't really see anything bad happen to him.
Yeah, he's just in the room when the place is collapsing.
Yeah, that's it. So I wouldn't be surprised.
So that's why I always throw that at you, like with the Coyote and Army of the Dead. Not to go back to that, but like until you show me somebody die, I don't think they're dead.
Bro, if it wasn't for the nuke,
legendary,
I would agree with that. But there was a nuke. There was a nuke. A building collapsing when you're infected is a completely different story because we don't know what kind of monster he turned into or whatever happened. Which, by the way, speaking of monsters, how do you feel about that spider monster?
Okay, first of all, homegirl straight up when he webbed her up and I saw that, I straight up, as if folks don't know, I have outrageous arachnophobia.
100%.
No, like bro, like all started with a spider on my shoulder, and then that same year as a child, Arachnophobia with John Goodman came out, and I'm just not for the shit. So, also, we're getting off topic, but I probably killed the biggest spider in my room. I was like, Jen, you should thank me and pay homage to me, because that's the biggest spider I've ever seen in my life, and I've never seen it in Massachusetts. And I was like, there's not enough woods around us for that thing to be in my house, but it had the crutch. But like I said, I'm off topic. When she fought that thing in the air vents, whoa,
that was crazy,
bro. And then when she dropped, that phone call was from her boyfriend.
Yeah,
I thought it was from the kid with the glasses who sent her down there.
No, she was trying to get in touch with her boyfriend.
But he called back, and I was like, yo, when I heard that at the end of the episode, I was like, bro, so where is he? And then you had the military looking for him too, because he didn't he make this?
He's the one who started the whole thing. He infected himself first.
Yes. And then when she was like, oh, what are you doing? And he was just like, girl.
Yeah, remember there was people looking at his online chat group. People were looking at what he was posting online. And even the dude with the glasses, she was like, oh, you know him? Like, and that was that. Like, they didn't really go into it. She just played it all off.
How much of it was a missed opportunity to not make the bully whose dad was rich, who was picking on him in school? How much of a missed opportunity was that for not to be the manipulator in the end? Because when the manipulator drove in with the whole pirates and shit, I was like, is that him?
I thought it was him from the beginning as well. And I was like, that would have been some shit to see that come full circle.
Because like when he first punched him, beat his ass in the bathroom, and then he pushed him in front of that car.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, man. Like I was so angry. I was so mad.
Kids are evil. They're evil. But Korean kids, I was just like, bro, he was straight up like, my dad owns the company. Go ahead, do something. Your dad will be fired. Someone will get depressed. Bro, he saved that kid from trying to take his life so he could save his mom. And then the kid came back to his house and hit him and was like, my mom's dead and it's because of you. I could have got. I was like, bro, these are dark times.
It was very fucked up. Very fucked up.
If anyone's friends with him, he made that same kid pick up the ruler and beat him in class, bro. Those bathroom scenes when they were beating his ass, bro, they were like taking turns going in the stalls, stomping. I was like, bro. I was like, if that was my kid,
I'm going to jail 100%.
No. If that was my kid, and I just muted my mic with what I said because it is being recorded, and I did not play that shit, bro. Like, no. Like, my kid's coming home beat up like that? Nah, y'all going, yes. I believe that shit. I'll mute my mic every time. Shit. Kakashi on my shirt. You know what he did? Do you know what he did? Y'all like, shh. Dude. And for that kid he went to his parents' funeral. This is all you left me? How am I supposed to?
Yeah, that was wild.
His whole family kicked him out, and he was like, he never leaves his room. Oh, is that him? Who is that? They didn't even know. Bro, great writing, great cast. I love foreign films that touch monsters and old folklore like superstition. But when it was straight Resident Evil material, I have to say it was like Raccoon City in a little Korean complex. It was beautiful.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought they did a better job than what we've seen with Resident Evil.
I'm sorry, Mila Djokovic. Hey, you doing backflips to kick zombie dogs. It was nothing compared to what they did in this series. And
not even that. That firefighter chick, she's sexy as hell.
Oh my gosh, she was so bad. But this is like, there was 8 or 12 episodes of Sweet Home, or 10?
I think there was 12 episodes of Sweet Home.
It don't matter. There was enough episodes to completely compete with the entire Resident Evil franchise.
I agree with you 100%. And the fact that there's
episode slapped.
I can't believe it hasn't been renewed for a second season yet. Like people are online bitching because they want a second season to come. But that's why I wanted to bring it up on the show, because Sweet Home was it did such a good job that I feel like,
dude, that intro, I want one of those screenshots from the intro. I want a tattoo. Like straight
really?
That intro slapped. The designs, the artwork was so beautiful, and the show was so good. bro, like I said, that was Resident Evil for me. That was Resident Evil done well, and it was not in America. It was in Korea, and it was definitely a created virus by a scientist that got out, that was used on people, and then like people will be like, oh, how the fuck are we gonna dude? Their president was like, I'm making an announcement. I'm going crazy on camera. And I was sitting there thinking, I was like, and then I was sitting there thinking, like, this was made while Donald Trump was in office. So they really just kind of did their own Korean Trump because he was out there like, blah, 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 blah. And they just shoot him on camera. All right, well, nuts. He's gone. But it was lit. It was,
yeah,
go watch it.
5-star play for me. That's what I'm gonna give it as.
5-star next to another 5-star. There's a fusion or Patara earring.
You know, we're gonna create a new category. We're gonna call it S rank, and this is an S rank show.
Yes, S rank, sweet home.
But all right, we're gonna end on that note, and we're gonna move on to the next topic. And I know you're not caught up on this, so we're not gonna go into full detail. But we just want people to know that we've seen it. Well, I've seen it. And we want to talk about it because now they're talking about expanding the world, and that's Castlevania Season 4. The story has concluded on Belmont and everything that's gone on there. And it was a beautiful ending, and I can't wait for you to finish it. Maybe we can do a full review video next episode next week.
Can I confess? I've never played one Castlevania video game.
What?
Not one game. My first experience of Castlevania has been this Netflix series. Now, I know I've always known Castlevania is there. I've probably played 5 minutes of a level or two. But the most Castlevania I've ever gotten is out of Super Smash Brothers or this show.
That's wild. I'm not even going to lie to you, man. I was first introduced to Castlevania on Nintendo 64.
I was going to ask, was it Super Nintendo or N64?
I had it first on Nintendo 64, and that was one of the first games besides, like GoldenEye and like Pokemon Stadium, where me and my brother would sit down together, or Smash Brothers, and we would legit play through the entire game. That was the first multiplayer game that I went through with somebody and completed. So I have huge love for Castlevania. When I found out many years ago that this was becoming an animated series, I was so happy. But now that Season 4 is completed, the Castlevania world is huge. Yeah. And the fact that they're saying Season 5 is going to come and it's going to continue in the same world, just with different characters. I'm not going to speak on how Season 4 ended. You're going to see for yourself eventually. But
can I speak on Season 1?
So happy for the franchise.
Can I speak on Season 1 when like it captured me that Netflix was just like, let's okay this animated series and we're going to have some demons eating babies. And you're going to see it. And I was just like, oh. I was like, well, the world's just getting darker and darker. But
that's why like with these reviews that we're doing, I'm noticing we're doing a lot of Netflix shows, and Netflix is just winning right now, bro. Like, they're proving themselves out there in the streaming world to compete.
Netflix is creating their own shit, their own movies, their own series. And I was just like, and then when like they can like, oh, we can just throw Airbender on there. I'm like, bro, Netflix got my money right now, man.
Well,
like my subscription never like stops. I always make sure that Netflix is on. And then now I would say in the past 3 years for anime on Netflix, shit, dude. And it's been longer than 3 years.
Well, I mean, they made it known. I want to say in 2018 when everybody found out The Office, and I know I'm getting way off topic here, but when everybody found out The Office is leaving Netflix, people are like, oh, well, what is Netflix going to show?
Yep.
And then they made it known that they were expanding their anime selection and how and a lot of people were saying pretty soon by like 2022, 2025, in between those years, Netflix is going to be like the number one destination to compete with like Crunchyroll and Funimation or anime. Yeah. And right now they're doing big things. And like, I know you're not a One Piece fan, but that's my favorite anime with everything all around me. They're working on a live action Netflix series. So that is the one thing I'm like cringing on. And like, I don't want to see ruined, but
you made me cringe right there.
Oda Sensei is working with Netflix and the production team on making this come to life. So I don't think they can fuck up too much, especially when I'm seeing shit like Sweet Home or, Jupiter's Legacy. And like
after all the Pirates of the Caribbean movies too, you'd think that they should knock it out of the park just because like we're going to do the high seas. It's very easy to make an ocean movie, make a boat, shoot all the shots around it and shit like that.
Especially when you have the #1 selling manga of all time and so many chapters and so much information to go off of. Like,
did you watch the live action Bleach?
I did. And I thought they did. I thought they did an okay job.
Okay.
I'm more excited for the sequel because they didn't do too much with it.
Exactly.
So like based off what I saw with that, I'm hoping the sequel gets so much better. But I was happy with what I saw.
I was surprised.
I don't know what other live action stuff you've seen. Like I watched the live action Full Metal. I was not too happy with that. The only I
haven't seen the full
to me, like Full Metal. I mean, the live action Full Metal was better than the live action Attack on Titan. I can say that. Probably.
I have a different view on the live action Attack on Titan because I was super excited to see what they were going to do with that art style of live action, and I saw it, and they changed the story, which didn't. I mean, remember when it came out, like Attack on Titan season 2 or 3 wasn't even out. Like they were straight up like it was like built off of season 1. And remember how they had Levy be the freaking
it was bad.
But it was just like it was brutal though. Like I just felt like they would just rushed it. But at the same time, I was just like when I went and saw it, and I saw it for what it was when it was, I was like, all right, they're going in a different direction, but then I was like, it doesn't really make sense. None of it makes sense. Like Mikasa didn't want to bother with Eren, and she was like little Levy, and then come to find out in the series later on that Levy and Mikasa are related. The same,
which is actual canon. They are related.
They are Ackermans. They both Ackermans, bro. And then you find out more about Mikasa in the further seasons with like the Asian folks who came over with the whole last and final season. If nobody's seen it, you need to get on it.
Well, actually, not to cut you off, I want to throw a shout out. A lot of people don't know this. The voice actress of Mikasa in Attack on Titan, today is not only her birthday, but she actually just got engaged by her boyfriend. They announced it today. So a little golf clap celebration to them. Congrats to her. She said her boyfriend is not a celebrity and he's a very private person. So, so
it must have been very private itself.
All I know is if I was with somebody like that, they would be fucking everywhere. I would have Mikasa tatted on my arm. Like, I think that's so cool.
I would have the red scarf tatted around my chest. What's that about? I'd be like, nothing. And if you really want to know the traumatic story, this is the scarf that Eren wrapped around after he murdered Mikasa's kidnappers.
But if Netflix, people. Like the way they're doing things now, if they got a hold of like Attack on Titan and they made a live action, I was told like, oh, they're gonna do a live action movie, I'd be fucking so excited. I'd be all for it.
It wouldn't even have anything to do with those other two movies. They can just put one together where it's like the night everyone was stuck in the castle, and Reiner, like when Ymir first revealed herself, like I thought that was such an amazing part of that story. So like if Netflix did that and like a certain part of it,
did like the story of Ymir,
that would be, see what I'm saying?
Because Ymir's story is actually amazing. Incredible, and it's very deep, especially with how she was casted with having to protect somebody and all that stuff. She knew all this info that nobody else she couldn't share with anybody. And then
she had worshipers and shit.
Yeah. And then Reiner and Bertholdt didn't remember at all because their memories were all fucked up. So there was just a lot going on.
That's what was crazy when you find out in the end that the king or whoever used that memory device. So most people started forgetting who they were, even if they were from outside the island. And I was like, dude, this is so crazy.
Yeah, no, the story of Attack on Titan is very deep. And I'm excited to see the anime finish. And then see the movie. So good things to come with that.
You know what I haven't seen live action? Tokyo Ghoul.
So Tokyo Ghoul is all right. My favorite anime live action adaptation is 100% Rurouni Kenshin. Rurouni Kenshin did a really good job of telling the story and showing the action.
I still haven't watched live action.
Bro, whenever you get a chance to come out here, bro, in this game room, we're gonna watch all of them. We're gonna get lit and we're gonna watch them.
I'm with it.
Because they're a fucking amazing story, and that's after Yu Hakusho, Rurouni Kenshin was the second anime I ever watched, so I was so happy with that.
I watched the trailer with the dude who has the bandages and the purple, and he was just running down the hallway hitting. I was like, bro, I was like, this is the foreign film shit I like, is the people who put their bodies on the line, like the movie The Raid. Like they put the wires on them and they just fly around and do all this stuff, and there's no need for CGI until your sword shoots something. It's just dope to see like that. From what I saw in the trailer, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
I have both the movies. I think there's 3 though.
Real quick though, I would love to see somebody take another crack at a live action Dragon Ball movie. But not what we saw before. That's probably the worst anime adaptation we've ever seen. Just fucking whitewashed, terrible. It was very bad. Terrible.
Very bad.
Piccolo, I don't even want to talk about it. But I would love to see a live action Dragon Ball movie. I would love to see a live action Naruto movie. And then a live action Afro Samurai, especially after what we just saw with Yasuke. I know Samuel L. Jackson wanted to bring it to life so many years ago, but nobody picked up the project, and they actually had the actor picked out and everything, and it looked good, and then it just never happened. So I would really love to see that happen. I think RZA can make it come to life.
I'm all for RZA in the Afro series. No matter what they bring to that, they can bring it back. That's RZA's lane, I personally think. I haven't seen the Wu-Tang show, but I think when it comes to RZA,
the Wu-Tang show movies, on Hulu is fire, bro.
My friend, a lot of people have watched it and they told me about it. I just haven't gotten around to it. But when it comes to RZA and his Hollywood choices, because he's such a movement and for anime fans, that when he started jumping to live action movies, I was like, no, dude. And then I got excited for Man with the Iron Fist, and then I really saw his acting, because last time I saw him was like Ghost Dog.
Did you see the second one too?
The second Ghost Dog?
No.
Second Man with the Iron Fist.
Man with the Iron Fist too.
That made me so
mad. I have both of those movies too. I love those movies.
The second one was kind of really it didn't meet my expectations compared to the first one with Russell Crowe, which if he wasn't in that movie, if Russell Crowe and Batista weren't in that movie, it would have been so bad. I would have been like, only Silver Lion was the greatest character, because he was a pompous asshole and he was like, kiss the ring, bitches. And he had like the voice of like Prince from the Dave Chappelle show. So it was just like, he was hella lit. But it's just like RZA's acting, that's why I say, I love the RZA, but stay in your lane and do more afros. Because I'm sorry, Afro Samurai should have had at least 5 seasons. Period.
Hey man, 5 episodes in the movie. I was just happy as a kid growing up that I had a black character that I could fucking fall in love with
the #1 headband.
Yeah, but that was that to me, that was so sick, bro. And then back then I had the afro and I was wearing headbands when all NBA players wear headbands. So to me, that was just the dopest thing.
So that would be a dope live action if they did afro.
I would love to see it come together, but we'll see what happens. But we got crazy sidetracked. We were talking about Castlevania season 4, and with the new world coming, and getting to explore new characters and all that stuff. So I'm excited about that. But on to another anime that was on Netflix, Dorohedoro. I know that's something that you haven't seen. It's another new world, so creative, it's so different, and there's magic, and there's killing, and there's murder, and it's just fucking. It's so funny. And it's just such a great show. I have it as a 5-star play, and I can't wait for the second season to come, because it leaves you off with the crazy cliffhanger, and I think you need to watch it as soon as possible. In the next episode, we're definitely gonna have to do a Castlevania Dorohedoro review, because it's so good.
This week, Dorohedoro and Castlevania. I have to watch both of them, and somehow find the time after starting Final Fantasy 14.
Great game, by the way, 18. Final Fantasy 14. We're not going to talk about it. We can do a whole video 18. About Final Fantasy 14.
So, this game is amazing.
Not only do you have to watch that, one of my favorite anime, which I want you to watch right now. To me, 2021, it's anime of the year. It's called Way of the House Husband.
I've seen a lot about this. It looks funny.
There's only 5 episodes. 15 minutes a piece. So if you have an hour or so before you go to bed, just watch it. You're going to fucking enjoy it. I've already watched it 3 times.
All right, good. I'm going to put that on the list.
And it's based off a man they call the Immortal Dragon. He used to work for the Yakuza. and now he's a house husband, and his wife is just the sugar mama. She does everything, but he takes care of everything else. And the way they did this show is fucking ingenious, and the writing and the action, like you see it all. And even when he's just even when he's just cooking, he looks like he's gonna kill you, and people are terrified of him, and he's like the sweetest man on the planet, and it's just so fucking funny. And I know you're gonna love it, dude, because to me, you're the epitome of the American house husband. You do it all. And to me, I'm gonna start calling you the immortal dragon, bro.
I gotta watch this shit.
I think you're gonna love it, dude. The shit cracked me up, man, the whole way through it. And I want to get my girl to watch it with me because I think she would love it. To me, I'm
gonna watch it. I'm gonna be like, Jen, come in here. Come watch this.
Yeah, you know what? But whenever you're done watching it, Jen's gonna have to start calling you Dragon. That's gonna be your new name.
My character on Final Fantasy's half Dragon.
But besides that, I want to end the show saying, we have another new show coming, and hopefully we can do the review for this when it's all said and done by the end of the month. But we have Record of Ragnarok that's coming to Netflix on June 16th.
Crazy.
In every country, so this is going to be one of the biggest anime drops they've done in a while. And for those who don't know, haven't seen the trailer or haven't seen what it's about, it's pretty much going to be a tournament with gods and humans battling for, to save mankind. So for all those Dragon Ball Super fans who got to see the Tournament of Power, it's going to be that on a whole nother fucking level. And I cannot wait to see what happens with this, because the characters look badass, the writing looks badass, the trailer, I've watched both trailers so far, and it's just the animation looks so fucking cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow up on that with, I just watched the trailer before we started this, and I was like, yo, all right, I'm very excited for this. I'm very excited to see what techniques the humans will have against the gods, what gods they're gonna choose, or if they make up their own gods, which is all, it don't matter. It's anime. It's going to be awesome. So I'm very, you know what, when they drop it, June 17th, like, I think I might have to travel up north to watch it with him. And then I think we should review it from that room and just be like,
oh, side by side review, bro. I'm all for it. I'm all for legit. It. You know what we can do? We can actually have the camera going, and we can film our reaction as we watch through the show. I'm down to do that 100%.
June 17th. Campaign in my trip to New Hampshire.
Let's get it. I'm going to check what day that is right now.
Or any unseen solicited place. I don't know where you live.
Nah, you're cool. Yeah, June 17th is a Thursday. I have every Friday off, so the 18th.
That's fine. We'll do. All right, so yeah, I'll probably plan for that day off of work. It's probably gonna be like 90 degrees anyway, so hell yeah, we'll do this.
Hell yeah, man. All right, man, you got any final notes or final thoughts that you want to end off the show with?
Final notes and final thoughts. I have a recommendation for a show that is on Netflix that it's an old game from our PlayStation days, maybe even before that. I haven't gotten to the origins, but it's called Dota: Dragon's Blood. And
so that's based off of a game, huh?
Yeah. Every time the credits are like based on the video game, and then a couple of my people was just like, I threw it out to them, and they were like, "Hey, is that the video game from back in the day?" And I was like, "Hey, I don't even know about it, but I'm only on episode 4, and damn."
Well, I've seen every episode. I had no idea that it was based on a game. I'm not a guy who watches credits or intros. If you've seen our past videos, you guys know I don't watch that stuff. But that's fucking awesome. I had no idea that was a Sony classic, and I'm wondering if
I'm not sure if it's Sony, but I do know it is a video game classic. And
okay,
episode 1,
after seeing the show, I'm more excited to try to play the game. I hope they remake that shit.
That's what I said to my friends. I said I want to play the old game, and then I want them to remake the game after this series that they just did on Netflix. Because wow, I'm only on episode 4. I'm not even finished. And I'm like, wow, dude. I was like, I would love a video game where I can play Davian. I want to be Davian after the cave. Damn, dude. Like,
yeah, Davian.
What was the old dude's name who looked like Omni-Man?
I don't remember his name, but I know who you're talking about. He was so badass.
He dragged the dragon, and he goes, "Why ain't you eating your dinner?" Is the guest? No, I'm just chill. All right, I'll tell you the truth. That's why you're not eating dinner. I chopped up your family member. He was so, dude, his origin story, everything. I was like, bro, yes. Because I didn't know who he was when they introduced him. And I was like, oh, is he going to be a bad guy? Like I said, I'm only on episode 4. So I don't know what's going to happen with him. But it was just like, he seemed pretty understanding. And it was just like, oh, so you're going through some shit. Say less. I mean, any dragon shit you need, I got all the carcasses in the back room, trophy room. If you need a horn, maybe a scale. If you hurt yourself, you need a band-aid, get a scale. In the back, bro. I got everything. When he was chopping the dragon up in front of him, he was like, I gotta go take a piss later.
Yeah. That was and I can tell you right now, it only gets better. And
thank God. Dude, the elves. At first, I was like, are they about to have an orgy? And then they would just like come with us and worship her. And then I was like, yeah, I'm like, elves, y'all nasty. Y'all come pray with us. And I was like, y'all about to pray or y'all about to play? And I was like, oh, y'all doing both. Okay. I was like, elves, but like, it was dope to see. I just got to the part where the chick who looks like Cora, it's like a big Cora with a double-bladed freaking something. And what she did to those elves, I was like,
yeah, the action in this anime is really good. 100%.
I'm enjoying the mute girl. She's awesome. She whistles, and then the chick just shoots wherever she whistles,
which is badass.
When they go, give us all the dudes were like, give us your weapons. And it was just like, yo, they're about to try to rape these girls. And then she was just like, yeah, take this. And they were like, oh, well, you fucked. And she goes, well, you forgot to disarm me. And it was the mute girl who just beat the hell out of these big wrestling looking men. And I was like, yo, and she got a saber-tooth tiger? I'm with it.
I know I can talk about I don't want to say much because I've seen it all and I don't want to spoil anything. But I know you saw when he first changed and he went to go get his armor back. And he ended up having to fight all of those people. Like that was one of my favorite scenes of the entire series.
Bro, he did the Omni-Man. He did the like skull and I was just like, oh, the Omni-Man special, bro. That was dope because I enjoyed his design after he transformed. That was really good. And I was like, that's what made me like, let me go back and see the game and then give me a new one after this series because I want to be that Davian.
That's crazy. It looks amazing. So now you have to finish Dota. Now you have to watch Dorohedoro.
Yeah, Dorohedoro, the Househusband. Anime the Househusband, and I have to watch the newest season of Castlevania.
And Castlevania. You got a lot of anime to watch.
Hey, you know what? It's with my job, Memorial Day is a very busy day. And now that we're past it, like we do have a different project at work going on, but it's just like now I can not be on edge to get stuff done before.
I mean, you get at least an hour lunch break when you work, right?
Yeah, but it's weird now because it's not just me and my original crew. We've added more people up to us, so now it's just like I can't just people come in asking for help, and I'm sitting there watching anime mad loud, and I gotta stop. Like, how can I help you? I'm a perfectly normal 34-year-old man. What can I do? Welcome to this place. I shouldn't be listening to that. I should be helping you.
Well, no, I was just gonna suggest like when you get a chance on one of your lunch breaks, because you can watch everything else when you're at home.
I'm starting
Way of the Househusband, at least you can get that out of the way during a lunch break.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, shit. You said it's only like 5 episodes.
5 episodes, 15 minutes a piece, if that. The intro and shit.
It's damn near a movie. All right, word.
Yeah, it's pretty much just one movie if that's how you want to look at it. And what's funny is like each episode is probably like 3 or 4 little episodes in it. You'll see it when you watch it, but it's only 5 episodes in total. And next week we'll talk more. We didn't talk about the Internals trailer or any of that stuff. We'll get into that another day. But like that scares me. With people like we're only getting older, and Marvel's just getting bigger. And I want to be able. I want to be a Star Wars is just going on. The Bad Batch. Oh man. And we have all these other shows that are coming, and they're all intertwined. Like I need to make sure I stay healthy. I'm going to the gym right after this podcast. I need to make sure I stay healthy and I'm able to grow up with my kids and watch all this shit together. Like I can't wait to just go back from the beginning and watch One Piece again or Naruto.
How many times
again.
I've watched people who are probably 20 years older than us watching the final episode of The Mandalorian with their kids, and they're like, "Look at my dad's reaction." And I was like, "I know what your dad is feeling right now. This is big.
Man.
This is the way." But I'll end it on that. This is the way. Like it's only going to get better, even if the world can freeze and deal with disease. Entertainment, anime, like it's there doing its job, and they had to struggle with it too, like legit.
And I will say, when the Bad Batch does come to an end, we will do a full review on the entire series of the Bad Batch, because I've loved every episode so far. It just gets
they're getting shorter though. That pissed
me off. They are getting shorter. It sucks because when you get that first episode and they hit you with like an hour special edition, you're just
that
like,
juice too. Oh, and you still gotta watch Rebels.
I still gotta watch Rebels. I've seen everything but Rebels.
And like I said, I thought I knew I wasn't gonna like it in the beginning. When it started, I was like, "Oh, this is probably one of my favorite Star Wars projects."
And I know it has a lot to do with my boy Darth Maul, so I need to get into it just because of that.
If you watched all of Clone Wars, Darth Maul's there too.
Yeah, you want to know what's something funny? A lot of people, everybody knows me as Afro on the show, but my real name is Paul. I'll say that. My Disney Plus profile is Darth Maul, and it says Darth Paul. That's that's always been my shit.
I haven't changed mine for Mando yet. That's the headliner for Disney Plus, but we won't get into that.
But
it was great.
We got
had 2 weeks off. There. We haven't been on for a while. It's great to get back in here. We're missing our guy Johnny, but hopefully he'll be in here next time. Final Fantasy 14. That's my last thing I'm gonna say, because that's where I'm going.
That was my shit for years. You're just catching up. I'm happy for you, but I'm gonna hit everybody with my final note. This one's kind of sad, but I have to talk about it. We're gonna go back into anime. Which studio? The studio we all know who gave us the first 3 seasons of Attack on Titan. They also just gave us The Great Pretender, another great Netflix anime series that you have to watch. There's 2 seasons of that, by the way. Fucking amazing. That should have won Anime of the Year for 2020. But they gave that to Jujutsu Kaisen. But whatever, that's neither here nor there.
I haven't started.
You haven't started Jujutsu Kaisen?
It's because everybody's starting it ahead of me, and then everybody's telling me I need to watch it. So it's all bundled up for me in a whole season that I can just watch through.
I'm like jealous of you right now. You have all this great stuff you can watch and enjoy.
I know how to prep, and I can't. Prep time, baby.
So I'm just waiting for seasons to come, new seasons. This is why I watch so many different anime at one point in time. But anyway. Which studio who gave us all that great anime? They were overworked, they were overwhelmed. They ended up giving up the 4th season in the movie to another studio, which is Mappa, and Mappa did a great fucking job. But there's a lot of people out in the world that are very upset with which studio giving up this title. And mind you, they announced it back in 2018. We're in 2021 now. Anyway, which studio has been receiving death threats through emails, phone calls, faxes? I didn't even know people still faxed. They would handwrite letters. Yeah. Like who the fuck faxes anymore? Anyway,
old people. That's old people.
Anyway, recently, not only have they been receiving death threats, on May 7th, they received a letter and a fax stating that somebody was going to show up to the studio and burn the building down with people inside. They said they would do it in a week's time. A week passed and it did not happen, but the studio alerted the police, and they alerted them with all those death threats, but nothing ever happened. But a lot of people don't remember back in 2019, the Kyoto fires that happened. Over 36 people died. You had over additional 33 people who were injured, and including the person who committed the arson as well. So these threats are serious. Now that studio, even though it was a great studio, they did a lot of work. They're not as well known as Wit Studios or Mappa, but that's neither here nor there. Once again, it's the fact that people's lives are being threatened over, artwork that we all want to enjoy, we all want to watch, we all want to, sit through and enjoy with our friends and family. And the fact that these people's lives, they don't get paid that much for all the hard work they put into anyway. And then all of a sudden they're getting threatened just for like being overwhelmed with work. And like I can only imagine like how they feel. A lot of people quit their jobs at Wit Studio, and then a lot of people at Mappa who took on the 4th season, they received a lot of death threats, they received a lot of calls, and it's just crazy that like no matter what people do, and Mappa did such a good job because the manga, like, they brought the manga to life 100%. Not saying which studio didn't do a good job, because I love Attack on Titan.
Oh, there's
Mappa did a
definitely
great fucking job.
was a difference. Yeah.
Yeah, it was, you could tell the difference, but if anything, it was true to the manga. They brought the manga to life, and I was so happy to see that. And there was a huge time gap. So a lot of people are saying Mikasa doesn't look the same. She's not as beautiful. She grew the fuck up. Shut up.
I was gonna say, I'm like, dude, they fly around and do some of the most agile gymnastic type shit to kill monsters. Did you not think Mikasa, who gets the highest death count number, was gonna get swole? Like, I'm sorry. You didn't think Mikasa was gonna look like Abby from The Last of Us 2? Like, if you didn't, you're dumb. I'm sorry. She had the most kills. She was the closest thing to a Titan killing machine than Levi. On top of that, spoiler, they're Ackermans, bro. This is what they live for. So don't get mad if, like, dude, even you're telling me you get mad that Mikasa got swole, but an Armin can grow 2 or 3 feet? Like, shut up. Like, people grow, and they were kids. They were teenagers when they were doing all of this shit. So if you had a problem with the artwork design, I'm sorry. There needs to be growth. There needed to be something different, and they did it. And not only that, most of them characters have grown in their minds, especially Eren. So it's just like, you have to see. I don't know. I personally think like it really looks like the manga. It's awesome, but there's also those rumors of, I don't know. Like, I'm enjoying Mappa's work, but I've seen rumors of employees from Mappa not happy how they being treated by.
Oh, it's one of the reasons which studio gave up the show. The people who request the animation, like, they put them on a time crunch, and they expect so much done in so little time. And then once again, they're not getting paid that much money. Even just working on this podcast, my girl's the one who does all the editing, and like just the little edits from like just a recorded video. It's so much time and effort. And mind you, these guys are drawing these illustrations, whether it's hand or computer, like the amount of detail, every hair flick or every movement or every lip movement, like people, I don't think people understand.
They don't understand how crazy it is to put an episode together, but
or legit how much money it costs to put together just one episode. Yep. Like, it is so expensive to put together an anime. That's why it's so important that people buy the merchandise and support their favorite shows, their favorite manga. That way people can get it. 100%. It blows my mind when people are like, well, why haven't we seen a second season of this show or this show? Like, you didn't buy the manga, you didn't buy the merchandise, you didn't put in money or effort, you're fucking stealing everything. Like, support these people, because they don't even get paid well as it is.
Not for nothing, a lot of people fuck with kids anime, but I was just like, I never was, not that I'm not discrediting anybody, but I was always one to pay for subscription, especially when Crunchyroll finally came out, and I was just like, word. Then you saw all these other like Funimation, which was always around, but like they didn't really get their
Funimation was never that big. I've been a Crunchyroll subscriber. Shout out Crunchyroll, by the way. We're trying to get them as a sponsor.
Yeah,
help us out, Crunchyroll. We would love to have you. I've always been a Crunchyroll subscriber. I want to say since they first started, when they first came out, and I'm happy to see how they grow. Their new website is actually about to take effect the same day Ragnarok's Record of Ragnarok comes out. It's only for US subscribers anyway. But like they've been doing big things, and most of the figures you see behind me, I've ordered a lot of stuff from Crunchyroll store because they carry pretty much everything. I also order a lot of stuff from overseas, but due to the pandemic, a lot of stuff closed down. So those same stores I ordered from. So now Crunchyroll is even bigger for me because I have to go through them because there's so many places I can't go to anymore. But yeah, man, leave the fucking studios alone. What's wrong with you?
Don't burn them down.
Don't burn them down. Don't threaten them. They already have enough stress as it is. They don't need fans attacking them or anything.
They also had to go through the pandemic as well. Like, you don't know what other people are dealing with in life, but for you to go burn a job down that'll affect those people and their families, it's reckless.
It's so stupid. It's ridiculous, especially after what happened with Kyoto. Like, you're gonna try to do it again. The woman was caught. She was arrested a few days ago. They believe she has some form of mental illness, but once again, it's not just her. There are thousands of other death threats online and to the actual studio. So it just needs to stop. That's my only comment on it. Leave him the fuck alone. Grow up.
Big facts.
and once again, it's an anime and a manga. Like, it's not that deep. Like, we all, I put a lot of money and effort into what I love. This is one of my favorite hobbies, but like, I would never threaten the fucking Oda if he kills off Luffy in next week's chapter. Like, I'm gonna want to see where he came up with that idea and how it plays out. That's just how it is. I respect their work. Respect their fucking work.
Exactly.
You got anything to add on that, man?
Hey, man, big vibes and be safe out there. The world's opening back up. Let's hope we don't fall back into the dark times.
All right, man. I look forward to doing the next week's review video with you. I hope you catch up on those shows.
Will do. Be safe, my friend.
All right, man. Be easy. Peace.
Peace.